Hey, Warriors fans, let's dive right into the latest updates because this team has a lot happening and there's plenty to break down. The matchup tonight against Orlando might have looked tricky at first, but after reflecting on recent games, I genuinely think this could be an extremely valuable win for Golden State. Heading into the Heat game in a few days, this momentum could be crucial. The Heat, as always, are a force to be reckoned with. And we all remember those early season battles when Kevin Durant's Warriors struggled against Miami because the Heat know how to play as a cohesive unit and make every possession count. So taking a victory here against the Magic isn't just another notch in the win column. It sets the tone and builds confidence for the tougher tests ahead. Orlando is hovering right around the .500 mark with 7 wins and 7 losses. Yes, the season is still in its early stages, but it's notable that the Magic have been heavily impacted by injuries, and that opens up an opportunity for Golden State to assert themselves and test their depth. Looking at the Magic's lineup, Jalen Suggs is listed as a game-time decision, and he's their primary on-ball defender, which could create some intrigue. With Morris Wagner and Paolo Banchero out, the Warriors have a chance to exploit mismatches and rotations, particularly with how flexible they can be on both ends. Even though Jonathan Kuminga is out and Andre Iguodala is questionable, the team's progress has been impressive. Moses Moody and Wiggins have stepped up tremendously, supplementing the stars like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. Their growth gives the team multiple ways to adjust to Orlando's defensive schemes and changing lineups. One player I want to see more minutes from is Quentin Post. He hasn't seen the floor as much as he should, and tonight could be the perfect opportunity to showcase his abilities. While players like Al Horford and Draymond can rotate in, Post has the potential to create mismatches, especially against a Magic roster that doesn't feature a dominant 7-footer. Their tallest players, including Jonathan Isaac and Wendell Carter Jr., stand at 6'10", which gives Golden State the chance to exploit Post's physicality and stretch the floor effectively. If he gets these minutes, it not only strengthens the lineup tonight, but also prepares him for a larger role moving forward. From a broader perspective, this season has already provided some interesting talking points. Draymond Green recently commented on the summer trade market, particularly regarding dealings with Danny Ainge, and I have to say his observations echo a lot of what we've been discussing. Danny Ainge has always been a general manager who plays hardball in trades, demanding a heavy price in young talent or draft capital. It's a strategy that works occasionally, but it's high risk. For Golden State, avoiding those types of trades makes sense because the team is built to win now, and bleeding assets for short-term moves rarely provides the consistency needed to compete for a championship. The lesson here is clear. Golden State is better off focusing on development within the roster they have, particularly giving players like Post meaningful minutes to grow in high-impact roles. Speaking of opportunities, there's also some interesting news regarding the San Antonio Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama suffered a calf injury, which is significant because he's such a game-changer for them. This injury, while unfortunate for San Antonio, creates a golden window for Golden State. The Spurs have shown they are competitive, but their depth isn't enough to fully compensate for the loss of key contributors like Wembanyama and others who have missed time. This means the Warriors can press advantages, apply pressure on weaker lineups, and potentially climb the standings quickly. Early season injuries like this can be pivotal, and a smart, seasoned team like Golden State is well-positioned to capitalize. Now, looking at the Warriors' current position in the standings, they sit at 7 wins, and the gap to the top seeds isn't insurmountable. With consistency and strategic exploitation of mismatches, they could rise to the top tier in the Western Conference. Their victories over strong opponents like the Lakers, Denver, and Phoenix demonstrate that they can compete with the best. Meanwhile, teams like Sacramento, New Orleans, and Dallas are struggling to find rhythm, which provides additional breathing room for Golden State to assert dominance. Even with some players sidelined, the depth of the roster allows them to rotate efficiently and maintain a high level of play. The combination of veteran leadership and emerging talent like Moody, Wiggins, and Post gives them versatility on both ends of the floor. This is why tonight's game against Orlando is more than just another matchup. It's a chance to refine rotations, increase confidence, and prepare for tougher opponents ahead. Post-development is a key storyline because his minutes directly impact the team's ability to stretch defenses, match up physically, and create space for Curry and Thompson to operate. If the coaching staff can optimize these rotations, the Warriors can take full advantage of Orlando's current vulnerability while building cohesion that will be critical for the Heat and other top-tier teams later in the season. Every possession, every matchup, and every minute counts, especially in the early part of the season when establishing momentum can dictate the trajectory for the months to come. In terms of strategy, the Warriors have shown an ability to adapt to injuries and exploit mismatches consistently. Moses Moody has evolved into a key rotational player, providing scoring and defensive stability when needed. While Richard has emerged as a valuable contributor, especially in smaller lineups where his agility and basketball IQ can make a significant difference. Post's increased role can complement these contributors, creating opportunities for Curry to attack from the perimeter, for Thompson to find open shots, and for Draymond to orchestrate from the high post. Orlando, lacking a true 7-foot presence, presents the ideal scenario for Golden State to apply this strategy effectively. This is also true when considering bench rotations. By balancing minutes carefully, the Warriors ensure that key players remain fresh for high-stakes moments while younger players gain vital experience. The combination of veteran acumen and emerging talent makes Golden State a particularly dangerous team when they are firing on all cylinders. Another element worth noting is the broader context of the Western Conference. Teams like the Spurs and Thunder are showing vulnerabilities due to injuries or inconsistent performance, and the Warriors have the opportunity to leverage these gaps. A string of wins and matchups like tonight's could propel them into a top 3 seeding, positioning them favorably for a deep playoff run. The early season dynamics highlight the importance of maximizing every opportunity, whether that involves shorthanded games, exploiting mismatch advantages, or giving emerging talent the platform to thrive. Golden State has the experience, the skill, and the coaching acumen to capitalize fully, but it requires focus, execution, and strategic management of minutes and matchups. Ultimately, tonight's game is about more than the scoreboard. It's about building rhythm, testing rotations, and developing depth in a meaningful way. Every decision, from how minutes are allocated to how matchups are approached, has implication for the team's success down the line. By giving players like Post more minutes, leveraging depth effectively, and exploiting opponent vulnerabilities, the Warriors can set themselves up for a stretch run that positions them as true contenders. The stakes are high, the opportunities are clear, and the team's ability to respond to challenges and maximize advantages will define how the season unfolds. Golden State is not just playing for wins in isolation. They're setting the stage for a campaign that could see them at the top of the Western Conference, ready to challenge for the NBA championship. Continuing on the momentum the Warriors can build tonight, it's clear that this is a team in transition, but also a team with a lot of firepower and versatility. The early season injuries and adjustments in the roster present challenges, but Golden State has repeatedly shown an ability to adapt and capitalize on situations like these. For instance, even with Jonathan Kuminga sidelined, players like Moses Moody and Will Richard have stepped into more prominent roles, proving that the depth chart is more than just a backup list. It's a proving ground for emerging talent. Quinn Post's development is central to this because he represents a bridge between raw potential and immediate impact. Getting him meaningful minutes against Orlando not only allows him to physically impose himself on the court, but also helps the team establish spacing, enabling Curry and Thompson to operate with less defensive congestion. This strategy of balancing experienced stars with developing talent has always been a hallmark of successful Warriors teams, and it's particularly relevant now. The matchup itself favors Golden State in several key ways. Orlando, though athletic and capable of producing highlight plays, lacks a true interior presence capable of consistently defending the paint. Their tallest players, including Wendell Carter Jr., Jonathan Isaac, and Paolo Banchero, all hover around 6'10", but there's no true 7-footer to anchor the defense. This creates an opportunity for Post to leverage his size and physicality to draw defenders away from the basket, allowing Curry to attack, Thompson to cut, and Draymond to make plays from the high post. The Warriors' coaching staff has a unique chance to experiment with rotations, giving younger players the floor time they need to grow while also maintaining the competitive edge required to secure a win. Every possession tonight has implications beyond the scoreboard because it's not just about beating Orlando. It's about refining the strategies and rotations that will be tested against elite teams later in the season, like the Heat, the Thunder, and Denver. Speaking of elite teams, the injury news surrounding Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs has shifted the landscape in Golden State's favor. The Spurs were positioned to be a strong challenge this season, but losing a key player so early has ripple effects across their rotations and overall performance. This creates a window for the Warriors to assert themselves in the standings, gain momentum, and take advantage of opponents' weaknesses. History has shown that seasoned teams like Golden State can capitalize on these situations to create winning streaks that carry into the more competitive parts of the schedule. The combination of experience, talent, and depth is a recipe for making the most of these early season dynamics. With the Warriors already proving they can beat top-tier teams such as Denver, Phoenix, and the Lakers, maintaining this level of performance while integrating emerging players could place them in a strong position in the Western Conference by the time the playoffs approach. Another aspect to highlight is the value of draft picks versus established talent. Golden State has wisely focused on player development and strategic rotations rather than relying on high-risk trades or overhyped rookies. While draft picks can produce franchise-changing talent, they come with a level of uncertainty, and the Warriors' philosophy of combining proven veterans with carefully nurtured young talent has allowed them to maintain competitiveness without jeopardizing future seasons. Draymond Green's insights regarding trade dealings emphasize this point. Avoiding risky trades that could drain the team of young assets or draft capital allows Golden State to remain flexible, maintain roster cohesion, and focus on developing players internally, which directly impacts the team's ability to contend for a championship. The story of Quentin Post, in particular, illustrates this philosophy. Instead of seeking external solutions, the Warriors are investing in his growth and positioning him to become a reliable, impactful contributor. Tonight's game also provides a template for how Golden State can approach the rest of the season. Capitalizing on matchup advantages, rotating players effectively, and giving emerging talent like Post and Moody meaningful minutes are all strategies that can be repeated against other mid-tier teams to maximize wins while preserving star players' health. The balance between immediate results and long-term development is delicate, but the Warriors have the experience to navigate it. By identifying the strengths and weaknesses of opponents, such as Orlando's lack of a dominant inside presence or the Spurs' injury-driven vulnerabilities, Golden State can structure each game to not only secure victories, but also strengthen the team's overall cohesion and strategic execution. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Dubs updates. Let's keep going. The basketball world is buzzing with speculation after a report surfaced suggesting that Kevin Durant could be making a sensational return to the Golden State Warriors. Sources close to the situation hint at a potential 3-year mega contract, a move that would instantly shift the balance of power in the NBA. While nothing is official, insiders claim that discussions have been intense and ongoing, and that both Durant and the Warriors front office see this as a mutually beneficial reunion. Durant's possible return to the Bay Area has sparked heated debate across social media and sports talk shows. Fans are divided between sheer excitement and cautious skepticism. On one hand, reuniting Durant with the team that saw him achieve championship glory alongside Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green could reignite the Warriors' dominance. On the other, questions about chemistry, injuries, and salary cap implications linger, fueling endless speculation about how this blockbuster deal could reshape the league. Sources suggest that Durant's motivations are multifaceted. The allure of playing for a title-contending squad, the familiarity of the Warriors system, and the opportunity to cement his legacy in one of the NBA's most storied dynasties are all believed to be factors driving the talks. Meanwhile, The Warriors front office is reportedly enthusiastic about the possibility of adding a superstar who already knows their culture and style of play. If the deal comes to fruition, it could send shockwaves not just through Golden State, but across the entire league, affecting trade strategies, free agency plans, and even the dynamics of the Western Conference. NBA insiders are warning fans to temper expectations, though. Mega deals like this are rarely straightforward, and even when both parties are motivated, negotiations can stretch on for weeks. Still, the mere possibility of Durant donning a Warriors jersey again has ignited a frenzy of rumors, memes, and hot takes, making it perhaps the most talked-about potential move in recent NBA history. Whether this becomes reality or remains a tantalizing what-if, the buzz around Kevin Durant and the Warriors is impossible to ignore. Stay updated exclusively with the latest Dub Nation news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep getting daily updates on the Warriors. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Your input is essential for the Dubs community. Stay tuned for the next video.